What's good, everybody? It's Z from The Mask, and today I want to do a quick trade breakdown of two trades that I took yesterday. These trades right here. I'm going to go down to the 1 minute because that is where I actually found my entries. And I want to do a quick breakdown of these trades right here. Now, this trade here is marked as a 1 to 2. It was not a 1 to 2. It was targeting the same lows down here. But if I lose a trade, I like to just mark it as a 1 to 2 because it just saves space. The second trade here that ended up winning was a little over a 1 to 7 risk to reward ratio. And I want to break down exactly why I took these trades, how I found them, what analysis I did. This is on NAS100, by the way. But before we get into that, I would like to remind you that we still have a few more days left before the sign-up period for the 30-day bootcamp ends. If you are interested in joining the bootcamp, it is a $400 one-time payment with which you are entering a giveaway, a competition, where at the end of the 30 days, the members that have made the most progress will receive that money out of a prize pool of all the payments that were made. If you'd like to join, you can add me on Discord. It is lowercase INFAMYFX, infamy FX. You can add me there. We'll chat, talk about your goals and everything. If you're not interested, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to get right in right now to the analysis. So what made me take these trades yesterday is actually relatively simple, though it does take a little bit of understanding of the market to really grasp, a little bit of experience and time spent with these kinds of setups to understand. But what I was seeing here with NAS is fairly simple. The market hit this level here multiple times during fairly important hours of the market. Now, if you look at the time at the bottom here, this peak here was made at 17:14, which is 5:14 p.m. where I am. This peak here, 17:40. We're all within the same 2-hour period here. And this is smack dab in the middle of the New York session. Now, the initial volume boost usually happens somewhere here around 15:30, which is why you can see all these crazy large candles. But after the New York Open here, the market made a nice move, and I figured that it was going to take a little bit of a break at some point. I was expecting the break somewhere here between 6 and 7 p.m., but we got it here between 5 and 6. And the market kept hitting these highs. So what I figured is that it would either have a break to the top and continue the upwards move, that it started here, or it would have a break to the downside to basically target the lows down here and maybe even continue. Now, in this case, it did continue because it also had things over here to look at and also areas down here to target. Plenty of areas for the price to basically target for liquidity. And what I was looking at was that we had a bit of a liquidity sweep right here. You see how here the wick went above the high of this candle here, but did not close it. And then immediately started to head down in a very aggressive way. On the way down, it created a fair value gap here. And I figured since it also broke the previous lows here, this might be the trend change, the break to the downside. So when it came back up to the fair value gap, I entered a short here with the stop above all of the candles involved in the fair value gap. Now, in this case, I should have actually placed the stop up above here, which was a mistake by me, and it got punished here, so this trade ended up losing. But again, we created a high while hitting the stop loss right here, and then it got swept again, basically. It didn't close, or it didn't sweep this previous high here, which technically does invalidate this setup, but this massive candle here gave me confidence that this fair value gap that it created with this massive candle would actually hold up this time. Now, I should have gotten filled on my order. I did set a limit order on MetaTrader 5. I should have got filled and didn't, and got filled here when it came back up. I should have technically entered here as it was right touching the fair value gap. There should have been a position here, but I did not get filled on my order until over here. But as soon as we ended up tapping into that fair value gap, we immediately started to just absolutely careen downwards. Now, I was thinking about targeting, obviously, the lows that I marked here, but after the first loss, I didn't want to risk it. I had a partial take profit right over here because there's a lot of stuff. Like you can see there's 3 big reactions here. So a partial TP somewhere in this area. I don't know exactly when I took it. It's likely somewhere with this bullish candle here because I am still kind of prone to kind of panicking when the market reverses once I have a really nice trade going. But the rest of the trade went super easily, continued in my favor. And I just wanted to do a quick breakdown of my trade because I haven't done one in a long, long time. I haven't done any trade breakdowns because we really haven't had much of like trendline break trades that were going for massive amounts. So with this slightly different system, I thought I'd break this trade down so you guys can maybe learn a little something from it and benefit in some way. This was a massive trade yesterday. They don't hit all the time. Like these kinds of ratios are very rare, but they give you a nice rush when they happen. They feel great when they happen. And I wanted to break down this exact trade yesterday. Again, this is on the 1 minute time frame on NAS100. It is about an hour or two. It's technically like 2 or 3 hours into the New York session. So fairly high volume. The market's moving mostly pretty clean, as you can see, especially considering we're on the 1 minute time frame. But yeah, that's about everything that I have for you in this video. I hope this kind of trade analysis, this kind of chart analysis can help you kind of improve, maybe see the market conditions that you should be looking for. And with that, I'll sign off and see you in the next one.